Energy Commissioner and Housing, Mr. Dan Jorgensen, says in event of a peace deal between Russia and Ukraine, the EU should not return to Russian energy. The EU Commissioner said this when he arrived for an informal meeting with EU energy ministers in Copenhagen. He said that the US supports EU stance on stopping imports from Russian energy. Mr. Jorgensen will also have a bilateral meeting with Finland's Minister of Climate and Environment, Ms. Sari Mutala, to discuss the phasing out of Russian energy.
We need to urgently find a solution to the challenge that we have still being dependent on Russian energy. Months back I put forward a proposal to effectively ban the import of gas. That proposal is now being negotiated in the European Parliament and amongst member states. It's important that we reach agreement because we need to send a very clear signal to Russia that we will no more accept being blackmailed by Kremlin. We will no longer accept Russia's weaponization of energy.
President Trump led leaders of the world's biggest technology companies in a version of his cabinet meetings in which each participant took a turn thanking him on his efforts to promote investments in chip manufacturing and artificial intelligence. Tech giants at the meeting included Apple CEO Mr. Tim Cook, OpenAI CEO Sam Altman. The dinner comes at a time when tech leaders are pushing for a hands-off government approach to AI, and as current FTC chair Andrew Ferguson is critical of big techs.
You know, AI for our foundation is that we want a doctor for everyone in Africa through AI. We want farmers to have incredible advice and, kids to have a chance to learn. So the work being done by the people at this table is changing the world. It's, coming fast, so it's great. We all get together and talk about how the U.S. can lead in this key area and apply it even to the poorest outside the U.S. as well as to our great citizens. So thank you for incredible leadership, including getting this group together.
All of the companies here are making huge investments in the country in order to build out data centers and infrastructure to power the next wave of innovation. So it's, we don't often get together as the CEOs of the different companies, but it's good to see everyone.
This is taking our country to a new level. We're leading the world. We're leading China, but we're leading the world by a lot, and we're leading it because of the people around the table. And all I can do is implement and make it a lot easier for you, and I'll be doing that 100%.
Finally, crude oil prices extended declines into a third session today, heading for a weekly lows for the first time in 3 weeks as supply expectations grew. U.S. West Texas intermediate crude fell to $63.20 with a downward price review of 0.44%. Brent crude futures sells for $66.75